Texted me at 2:06 and said, "Mommy, I love you." In the club, they're shooting, trapped in the bathroom, downtown. Please call police. I'm going to die. Call them, Mama, now. He's coming. I'm going to die.
Eddie Justice is not coming home, one of dozens of victims already named. One of dozens of gay men and women for whom the Pulse Bar was once a place to feel safe, to feel at home. But on Saturday night, just before closing, one man armed with a heart full of hate, a handgun and a semi-automatic rifle turned it into a death trap.
You heard the first ring of gunshots go off. A lot of people thought that it was just maybe a beat. Then you hear it continuously going on and on and on and on. And then when you hear the shells hit the floor, you know everyone is quiet because they don't want to get killed.
And how long did you stay inside at that point?
I was inside for a good 20 minutes, and it seemed like it was 8 hours.
Where did you go? What did you do?
I ran, and people were jumping over the gate, and he was still shooting, and you could see bullets hitting off of the glass and off of the ground. It was just a massacre.
The FBI had twice investigated the gunman, 29-year-old Omar Siddiqui Mateen, for possible links to terror. But last week, he was able to purchase legally the arms he used with such deadly effect. That despite a history of violence, which his ex-wife had reported to police.
A few months after we were married, I saw his instability. He started abusing me physically very often and not allowing me to speak to my family, keeping me hostage from them. He was mentally unstable and mentally ill.
On Saturday night, Mateen held a handful of strangers hostage inside a bathroom until finally the sun rose and the police made their move, punching a hole in the wall of the club with an armoured vehicle.
We were able to rescue dozens and dozens of people that came out of that hole. The suspect came out of that hole himself, armed with a handgun and a long gun, engaged in a gun battle with officers where he was ultimately killed.
When police walked inside, officers were told to tune out the sound of phones ringing in the pockets of those who died. It was the sound of their friends searching for them. Gilbert Crispin just found 2 of his friends injured but alive in hospital.
They were trying to survive. They talk about people getting shot and they were under the corpses and they were trying to stay there until everything was cleared up.
Even as many still wait for news and others begin to bear their grief, the investigation into how this happened is well underway. The president today commenting on Mateen's links to terror.
It does appear that at the last minute he announced allegiance to ISIL, but there is no evidence so far that he was in fact directed by ISIL, and there also at this stage is no direct evidence that he was part of a larger plot.
The gunman was American, but a Muslim of Afghan heritage, more than enough to fuel Donald Trump's fire.
The Muslim community, the community where this maniac lives, the people know who the bad apples are, where the bad seeds are, and they don't report them.
Among the thousands in Orlando who turned out to give blood, one young Muslim who refused to stay hidden.
My mom called me crying today and asked me please to take off my hijab, but I don't want to be driven by fear, and I can't let Donald Trump take that away from me. I see your true colors, and that's why I love.
In the city's main gay and lesbian church, there was harmony in the discord. Prayers for the living and promises of resilience from a community vowing never to bow to hate.